Hello, everyone. Welcome to Anthro 7, Magic, Witchcraft, and Religion. This is your instructor, David Leitner. I just wanted to give you a brief introductory video just to help you get started here today, introduce you to the interface and kind of some of the basics of how this class is going to work. To start with, be aware that there are some assignments that are due in the first week here. In particular, this introductory discussion and this introductory module quiz. For the first week here, we're going to uh, just be working on the introductory modules, and then next week we'll be working on module 1. Modules after that are currently locked because I'm sort of putting some finishing touches on things, but I'll be unlocking them as I go along here. So hopefully you will be able to sort of move forward a little early if you need to. But if something isn't locked or hasn't unlocked yet, it's that may be one of the reasons. So just bear that in mind as we're moving forward. So to start with here, this is the home page. This is what you're going to see whenever you log on. And something that isn't here yet because I haven't made any announcements, but there will be recent announcements here on the top portion of the page. Usually, I think either the latest 3 to 5 announcements. I don't send a ton of announcements out. At most, maybe one a week. They are usually reserved either for very important information that isn't in the syllabus or something, or a reminder of something very important. And because of that, I highly recommend that you set up your notifications so that anytime an announcement is made, you get notified of it. So just in case it's you're not on the homepage here when it happens, you'll still know about it. Um, there's always a to-do list on your right-hand side here. This includes not just assignments, but also calendar items I've put in here. So I've put a number of reminders. So every week I've got a reminder of what we're working on this week. So this week we're starting the student orientation introduction modules, and the semester begins. But you'll also see here the assignments. That includes the introductory discussion as well as a separate due date for your replies to other students on that. We'll cover that in a little bit. Uh, but also the due date for the intro module quiz. Now, all the basic information you need for contact is here on this page. I have a phone number here that I don't pick up the line for, but you can either leave a voicemail or you can text me at that number. That's usually the fastest way to get in touch with me. So if you've got something that's very time sensitive, that's probably the best way to get in touch with me is send me a text that way. In addition, you've got a direct link to the office hours page that I'm clicking on here, and it's not letting me view it yet for a very particular reason because we're going to have to go through the intro modules before we see that. So we'll do that in a little bit. Let me go backwards. There we go. Same thing. We've got a link to the course schedule. Course schedule you can get to regardless. This is week by week what we're working on and what chapters we're reading in the main textbook. And at the top here, you've got a list of the important holidays and also important deadlines, things like the last day to withdraw with a W, the last day to withdraw without a W, last day to add, that sort of thing. So go back. Okay, so the next thing you want to be aware of is the syllabus page. You see over here on the left-hand side, I've clicked on the syllabus. This includes a link to the course syllabus, so this will download a PDF of the class syllabus for you, or you can also preview it by clicking there and selecting preview, and that'll open up another window that it will appear in. I've got also listed the textbook and we've got the nice thing about the textbook here is it's free. It's available either as an EPUB if you want to read it like on your Kindle or your e-reader. You can also download it as a PDF with links in it or a printable PDF. But if you go to the website here, it opens up. Let me open up a new tab. And here you will see you can just access it online. You click read, and then on the side here is the table of contents. You can go to the appropriate chapters. Be aware the chapter numbers and the module numbers don't always match up, so be aware which chapter you're reading. Don't assume that if it's module X that it's going to be chapter X. It could be chapter Y. So, um, but this is a really nice book, just to give you a quick sort of preview of what it looks like. The chapters are all set up in kind of the same way. We've got learning objectives at the top. I recommend sort of previewing those before you read. There are a number of exercises. You do not have to do all of the exercises. I have, as we'll see, made assignments out of some of these exercises that you'll be expected to do, but not all of them. Finally, at the end here, you've got a nice study guide that usually has a number of vocabulary words, important figures, that sort of thing. So that should be a good guide to studying for the exams. The other nice thing about this textbook is it's also available as a narrated audio file as well on SoundCloud. You can simply click on that, or I've also got it embedded in some of the pages on Canvas, and you can just listen to them from here. See what I mean? So let's go back. Oh, exit. Go back to this one. Okay. So that's the syllabus page. Now, the page where you really want to start off is here on the modules page. You're going to notice one thing very quickly. You'll notice all these grayed out things. They are currently locked, and they're locked for a couple of reasons. The main reason they're locked at the moment is because I have not done the introductory module here or the student orientation. See all these open circles here? This means I haven't actually completed the requirements of that module yet. Once I complete all of those requirements, that'll unlock the introductory module. And when I complete all the introductory module requirements, it will open up all the rest um, of the modules, with the exceptions of things that have been date locked. You can see here, module 2 is locked until September 7th. I'll probably open it before then, but I just haven't had a chance to put the finishing touches on that yet. So in the next couple of weeks, most of those will open up. But for now, your main goal this week is to get through this student orientation module and this introductory module so that you're in good shape to start module 1 next week. Now, I mentioned completing the requirements. If you're ever confused, you see a little circle like this, hover over it, and it says must view page. You'll notice it also says the word view right here. Well, that's the requirement. For this one, you just have to view it. For others, you're going to have to mark them done. Um, I have tutorials on all of that in this module, so I'll let you do that on your own rather than sort of doing it one at a time here. So let me just pause for a minute while I sort of clear the way for the to open up the other modules. Okay, so now I've worked through the first module, the student orientation module, but you'll notice that for some reason this hasn't unlocked yet. Well, if that happens to you, go over to the side and look to see that all the circles are now green check boxes. And you'll notice I've got one that still isn't, and it's this one that says mark done. So what I did is I viewed this one, but I forgot to mark it done. So I'm going to go into it now. Ironically, it's the one that tells me how to mark things done. And I'm going to go to the bottom, and after I've read this whole page, I will mark it as done. Now, if I go back to the modules, give it a chance to finish loading. Look, I've got all green check marks, and now this introductory module is no longer grayed out. So now I can start working on these. Um, there are a variety of requirements. Most of the time, you just have to view a page. Sometimes you will have to mark it done so that I know you actually viewed it. So just remember, if it says mark done, I'm assuming that if you mark it done, that you actually read it. So I'm going to hold you accountable for the the content on that page. The other thing is you will either have to submit a test or an assignment, or you will have to, in the case of the introductory discussion, you will have to contribute to the page. You'll notice on the introductory quiz, you have to score at least 13 out of 16 points in order to complete that page. You can take this as many times as you like. It's open book, so like if you need to go back and look at the stuff, it's just to make sure that you understand the class policies. That's it. So let me pause again here so I can unlock the other modules so we can have a look at them. Okay, so I've gone through. Notice I forgot one again. I did that on purpose because I want to show you that page. But um, uh, once I do, let's hear. So this is the office hours page. There's a link to this on the home page that I showed you. Before it wouldn't go through. Now that we've finished the introductory discussion, it will go through. So be aware, I have Zoom office hours on Tuesdays from 4:30 to 5, Wednesdays from 2 to 3, and Thursdays from 3:30 to 5. I can also, if those times never work out for you, I can also make other arrangements. So just get in touch with me. We'll work something out. Okay. Get in the habit of going to office hours with your instructors. Get in the habit of asking questions. Remember, at some point, you're going to want letters of recommendation from your instructors, and it's the key to letters of recommendation is that it's less important who writes it than how they write it. And if they don't know you very well, if all they can say about you is, yes, this person took my class, that's not a great record letter of recommendation. So, get to know your professors, get interested in the subject, ask questions. All right, I'm going to mark this as done, so we're done there. We'll go back to the modules. And now I want to scroll forward to module 1. So every module is going to be set up more or less the same way. You're going to start the module with the readings. In fact, actually, I'll go through it on the modules page here first, and then we'll go through them one by one. You've got a page that has links to the readings and also links to the audio recordings, the narration. So if you are better at listening to books than you are at reading them, or if it's easier for you to both read and listen at the same time, that's something you can do with this one. I've got a link to the ebook here as well. I have one exercise from chapter 1 that I'm going to have you guys do. So that's the assignment right there. Notice it has a requirement that says submit. So to finish this module, you have to submit that. Um, then there's a study guide. This is based on the study guide at the end of each chapter here. Again, mark that as done. There will be a recorded lecture here. I haven't put that up quite yet, but this is the PowerPoint that will be in that lecture. So you'll have both a sort of recorded lecture from me and you'll have the material from that lecture that you can look at. Um, then we will have a discussion. Not every module has a discussion, but many of them do. The deal with discussions, there's a section that explains it a little better in the intro section here, but in short, you're going to respond to a prompt. And then that's going to be due on one day. And then the next day, you will need to have replied to two other students. And now I've got guidelines for what the responses and replies should look like. Again, if as you go through the intro module, you'll learn what that's about. But always remember, because this is the thing people lose points on the most, two other students. Every discussion is worth 5 points. You get 1 point each for those replies to other students. So if you miss those replies, you're getting a 60% at most on that discussion. That's not good. You don't want that. So just reply to other students. It's simple. I'm more concerned that you've sort of engaged with things. I'm not really sort of nitpicking the facts of everything. These are a forum to engage with other students and do some mutual learning. So. Next, I will have some video exercises as well in some of these chapters. What does that look like? Well, let me come here. One of them here we've got is a video that you're going to watch, and then you're going to write a response to it here. So you'll watch the video in this. It's a relatively short YouTube video, about 11 minutes this time. You can make comments on the video as you're going through, by the way. So there are details on it right here. You can write comments, but the assignment is to respond to this prompt. What does Wesh mean by religion is not what you think? You agree with him, use evidence from the film, this week's readings, in your own life to support your answer, minimum 100 words. If I say evidence from your own life, what I mean is feel free to bring in things that have happened to you or things have happened to other people or things you've read about in other classes. What I'm saying is make connections. That's the main idea with these assignments. I'm looking for you to make connections between things. Um, and got a quick rubric so that you have some guidelines on what I'm looking for. You'll notice it's mostly focused on format. The content, I'm looking for an honest engagement here with the content. Did you kind of understand the material? Are you engaging with it? So, that's what one kind of video response looks like. Another might be like this next one. What kind of anthropologist would you be? Here, you're going to watch, there's a page of very, very short videos. I think they're all about 4 minutes long. And you will respond to this as a discussion instead of an essay. So the last one was more of an essay. This one's a discussion. You hit reply, and just like with the other discussions, you're going to write a response. And in this case, the prompt is, if you were going to become an anthropologist, what kind of work would you like to do? Explain why. That's what all of these videos are talking about. What do anthropologists do? It's purely speculative. Again, this is the discussion. It's a chance to engage with each other. Just have fun with it. Okay. Um, I also promised you to look through the rest of this. So again, the beginning of the module will always look like this. We've got links to various versions of the chapter that you're reading here. We've got the HTML version, the EPUB, the linked PDF, the printable PDF, and in this case, we've also got the audio files. So you can just click play, and you can see she's playing along. Oh, is it going to ask you to sign in? I don't know what's going on there. Oh well. Anyways, if it's not working for you, let me know and we'll figure something out. Um, I'm going to mark that as done once I've sort of downloaded or read the chapter. If you don't want to download anything and you don't want to leave Canvas, the next page here is just the HTML version, but in Canvas. Exercise one looks like this. This is straight out of the chapter. So it's going to ask you to listen to a 4-minute radio story. You listen to it. and then you respond to the questions, right? Again, I've got the criteria for the rubric that I'm looking at and how I'm going to grade it. Um, Finally, you've got the study guide. These are things that you should be able to sort of describe in your own words. Uh, it's a chance to sort of basically here's a hint at what kinds of important things might be on the tests. So, all right. So I will put those away now. Um, the last thing, again, I'm going to go, a lot of the questions that you probably got at this point are covered in the introductory module. Things like what are the grades? How is it graded? Real quickly, you've got unit tests, you've got a series of exercises like the ones I just showed you, discussions, video assignments like the two that I just showed you, and a final exam. All are worth 20% of your grade. Each of those areas is worth 20% of your grade, so it's equally weighted. Um, Finally, once you've gone through the intro and the orientation up here and the intro module here, you will be all set. You can get started on chapter one whenever you like, but like I say, officially we're not starting it till next week. Hopefully by next week or the week after, I will have module two opened up. So if you're working ahead, that's fine. I don't mind that. Just be aware that you might have to wait a couple days for me because this is the first time I've taught this online in this district. I'm still getting some of the materials around here and ready for you, but they will be ready in time. That should do it. If you have any questions, feel free to contact me. I prefer that people contact me through this thing right here, the inbox function. Um, right now it's telling me access denied because technically I can't view it in my student view, so I will leave student view. This is what the inbox looks like. Communicate with me through this. I have four different work addresses because I work in four different districts. Those inboxes fill up fast and they fill up with a lot of distracting things. So the chances of your email getting lost if you send it to there are pretty high. I prefer you communicate using this inbox function because then as every time I log on here, it will tell me, hey, you've got mail. So that's probably the last thing you need to know before you get going. Again, any questions, feel free to send me a message in inbox. And otherwise, have a great time. This is going to be a great class. I hope you all enjoy it immensely. It's a topic that I find very, very fascinating. And I hope you will too. So, talk to you soon. Bye.